With the massive popularity of DMT vapes and the massive black market of supposed DMT vape pens sold online, we frequently receive questions surrounding the best testing methods for DMT when it's in a vape cartridge. Today, we're going to cover the best DMT vape testing methods, discuss the impact of different solvents, and explain how to properly extract and test your vape liquid based on our careful research and community recommendations. Before we get started, welcome. We're transparency powered by the Bunk Please. We've been advocating for, innovating, and educating the public on drug test kits over the last 13 years. If you're interested in harm reduction, drug education, and uncovering the truth, hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and drop us a like or a comment. Through our research and work on DMT testing, we've been able to make educated recommendations for how DMT and vape liquid would likely react, but we wanted to take it further. Since studies of DMT vape testing were either not available or not popularized, we decided to conduct our own. We began this research noting our initial recommendations released in 2023. Our chemists conducted research on DMT vape testing DMT mixed with propylene glycol, a popular liquid often found as a solvent in DMT vape liquid. This study proved our initial hypothesis, that the propylene glycol itself may react with one of the reagents and in turn affect our testing recommendations. You can find all of our updated DMT vape reaction videos on our Vimeo. When testing DMT vape liquid, we recommend using the LSD Spot Kit Package from bunkpolice.com, which includes our Ehrlich and Hofmann reagents. This is our most updated recommendation because these reagents do not react to propylene glycol and instead react to DMT's indole structure. The Mecke reagent included in our standard DMT Spot Kit package, which is also found at bunkpolice.com and our typical recommendation for normal DMT, is not ideal for testing DMT vape liquid. This is because the propylene glycol interferes with Mecke's reaction to DMT. This is where our previous research ended. However, after receiving feedback from our insightful community, we were made aware of a bit more intricacy in DMT e-liquid and how this could affect our research. Typically, when purchasing or making your own DMT vape liquid, the liquid itself is not comprised of only propylene glycol and DMT. Because some people find propylene glycol difficult to inhale on its own, people will often mix propylene glycol and another solvent, such as vegetable glycerin or PEG, into their e-liquid. To be as thorough as possible with our testing, we decided to conduct two more series of experiments. One with DMT and PEG, and one with DMT and vegetable glycerin. Like our first test with DMT and propylene glycol, we used 1 gram of DMT to 3 milliliters of solvent. This is one of the standard mixtures, though some choose a 1-to-1 ratio of DMT to solvent, depending on preference. After conducting these tests, we concluded that regardless of the solvent, our recommendation for DMT vape pens remains consistent. The Ehrlich and Hofmann reagents provide the most consistent reaction, regardless of the solvent. Similar to the DMT/propylene glycol combo, Mecke also reacted with the other two DMT vape liquid options, indicating that it is best to steer clear of testing DMT vape liquid with this reagent, or otherwise understand how the reaction should look. Here is a comparison of each of the 4 tests at the 60-second mark to compare the slight differences in color. Overall, they remain largely consistent, with the DMT vape liquids reacting slightly slower and resulting in a slightly fainter color. When testing a DMT vape cartridge, one of the most important steps is to drop vape liquid out of the cartridge to test, not to drop any reagent into the cartridge itself. This is very important. If you drop reagent liquid into your vape cartridge, it'll make it toxic to consume. To extract the e-liquid, typically the mouthpiece can be removed. The vial can be unscrewed, and a few drops will drop out of the end when held upside down. Otherwise, a syringe may be necessary to pull liquid from the cart. Either way, some recommend heating the cartridge or the syringe slightly to help the liquid flow more easily. You can use a hairdryer to warm the cartridge, or place the cart in an airtight plastic bag and submerge it in warm water. If the vial cannot be unscrewed or opened in any way, then it will not be possible to test the liquid. Like any illicit substance purchased anywhere, take caution before choosing to consume. It is imperative to test the vape liquid of your DMT vape properly before use. Even if the website looks legitimate, these DMT vape pens are not regulated and always pose the risk of containing another substance altogether or being cut with a dangerous substance. Find the LSD Spot Kit Package, our DMT vape testing recommendation, at bunkpolice.com or on the free Transparency Harm Reduction app. And share this video with a friend who should know.